Welcome to the video, YouTube family. Rich Dad Poor Dad, the most important lesson, summary, and how to apply it in your life. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and click that bell notification icon. That way you receive any new videos whenever I release them. The most important takeaway. Though Rich Dad Poor Dad may have many lessons, the most important takeaway is the shift in mindset. A person must switch their mind from a poor man's mentality to a rich man's mentality. For example, some poor man's mentality are, he always say, I cannot afford that. I cannot take that risk because I'm scared of failing. Wants to be accepted by society and just live like everybody else. While a rich man's mentality always asks himself, how can I afford that? How can I manage the risk in order to obtain the reward? I must do the things that others are unwilling to do in order to gain the things that others don't get. These are very key distinctions between a poor man's mentality and a rich man's mentality. So remember, throughout this whole video as you watch, focus on changing your mindset as you learn through the lessons. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. The rich know that time is actually the most valuable asset, and thus exchanging time for money alone by working at a single job is a terrible form of return. Instead, the rich leverage on other people's money and other people's time to generate income. For example, they do through these things to assets such as real estate. A loan from a bank is a form of other people's money, and the rental income that people earn through their job is a form of other people's money and other people's time. Eventually, they have large amount of properties, then they have to hire a real estate manager to manage those properties. This is a form of other people's time. Lesson 2. Financial literacy. Despite how much a person might earn as an income, if he or she is financially illiterate and spends as much as they earn by increasing their spending bracket to afford a higher lifestyle when their income increases, they will still be broke. Also, if a person acquires liabilities instead of assets, that person will forever be poor. Assets are things that puts money in your pocket, and liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. This is a very simple definition and a way to remember what are assets and liabilities. Lesson 3. Mind your own business. The truly rich focus on assets, while the poor and middle income focus on their income statements. The rich treat their assets like business and monitors the cash flow well. The rich wants to ensure that the assets are net positive cash flow, so that they don't bleed money from their assets and the assets do not turn into a liability. That's why the rich always very focus on their cash flow statements from their businesses. Lesson 4. The power of corporations and the history of taxes. The rich take advantage of the loopholes that having a corporation gives. They reduce the amount of taxes they have to pay by taking advantage of the tax breaks that corporations are allowed to use, and allow themselves to hold on to a greater amount of cash and reinvest that cash. They keep on repeating this process like the Monopoly board game. 4 green houses and then into 1 red hotel. I'm sure most of you have played this game called Monopoly before, and they use this concept for Monopoly and they apply it to real life. As you know, some by investing in real estate, once they sell the real estate, usually you have to pay taxes. But through corporation, some of them can reduce those taxes or even avoid paying these taxes altogether. And that extra money from taxes, as long as they don't take it out from the company, they can reinvest that money into buying more real estate. Before we continue, do me a favor. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this video and comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Show me some love by subscribing and click the bell notification icon. That way you'll be notified every time I release a new video. That being said, thanks for your patience and let's continue on with the good stuff. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. The rich are not afraid to take on risks to make money, especially big money. They quantify the risks and learn how to manage them in order to be able to obtain a sizable return. For example, if they know that all 10 of their ventures provide a 10 units of return for a 1 unit of money risk, but still have only a 30% chance of success for each venture, they will still do it. Even though 7 of them fail, they will lose 7 units of money, but they will still earn 30 units of money and have a net gain of 23 units of money. This is also a very important lesson to learn, such as entrepreneurs usually go through many forms of failures many times in a row before they eventually reach their success. But the most important distinction to learn is that one success will wipe out all the losses from all of their previous failed ventures, because they know the amount of return they can get from their venture. So this is very important of choosing the right venture also. Lesson 6. Work to learn, not to earn money. The rich work at a job not to earn money, but instead of focus on acquiring the skills that they can get through that job. For example, a sales job will teach them the key sales skills from how to screen your clients, open the sales pitch, and eventually close them. As from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, author Robert Kiyosaki worked as a job selling photostat machines. And through selling photostat machines, he was able to learn key sales skill. Lesson 7. Overcoming obstacles. Fear. Being scared of failing is the biggest reason why most people never achieve their goals. The rich always take note of the fear and manage them head on. The rich are never afraid of those things that can hold them back or those risks that they might face when trying to achieve their goals. Instead, they know what is it and then they face it head on. As there is a famous saying, there is a big difference between bravery and stupidity. So the rich always take note of the risks very well before they go into their venture. Next is cynicism. The critics from your friends and families plus your own self-doubt can hold you back from reaching your goals. This is a very big part, as most of you have family and friends who will criticize you for what you try to do for accomplishing your big goals, and especially when you tell them your goals. They'll say, you can never achieve that, or that's ridiculous, you will most likely fail. All these things will create some form of negativity in you. But so you have to distance yourself from those people, even if they are your friends and family. You may still love them, but keep a distance. Next is laziness. If a person is lazy, he or she will never accomplish anything worthwhile. This is definitely true. Without putting in effort, it's very hard to obtain any form of worthwhile result. Next is bad habits. Your bad habits such as watching TV instead of working on self-improvement is holding you back. This is definitely true. If you do not change your bad habits and replace them with good ones, your habits will eventually keep you going the same cycle as in running on a hamster wheel. Thus, you need to change your bad habits and replace them with good ones so that every day you'll be making progress towards achieving your true goals. Next is arrogance. Every time you're arrogant, you have an extremely high chance of losing more money. This is definitely true. If you're arrogant, you'll be skipping out research, skipping out good advice, and then just jumping head first into things and thinking you'll succeed. This will only end up in you suffering more pain by losing more money, wasting more time. Thus, you can never be arrogant. Make sure you do all your homework every time before you go into a venture. 10 steps to apply the lesson learned. Find a reason greater than reality, the power of spirit. Have a really strong reason as to why you want to achieve financial freedom. For example, the rewards you can get are freedom of choice and you don't have to answer to any boss. Next, make daily choices, the power of choice. Choose your daily activities wisely, as time is limited and time is wasted is time you can never get back. Next, choose your friends carefully, the power of association. As the saying goes, you are your 5 closest friends and your network is your net worth. This is definitely true. The more you hang out with certain people, the more you will become like them in a way. So if you hang out with high net worth and very positive people, you will become eventually high net worth and you will become positive, because it's like osmosis. You absorb what they are exuding out from their presence. Next, master a formula and learn new ones, the power of learning quickly. In this era, new information comes up so fast, and the faster you can learn, the higher chances of financial success. Next is pay yourself first, the power of self-discipline. Always allocate your income to pay yourself first before you put any towards expenses and even possibly necessities. Try to save 30% of your income and reinvest those into assets. By doing this, you'll be able to acquire passive income, thus allowing you to have financial freedom. Pay your brokers well, the power of good advice. Good advice can save you a lot of money and time in the long run, and it's definitely worth the upfront costs paid. Be an Indian giver, the power of getting something for nothing. Focus on ROI. ROI is return on investment. Whenever you invest, you want to get a return for the least amount of risk or no risk at all. For example, if you invest in a stock and the stock moves up a certain amount, you can sell a certain amount to recoup your initial investment and invest that money in the next investment and leave the remainder to fluctuate in the market. Or if you invest in a real estate, if your net cash flow on the real estate is positive, then acquire it. This brings back to the concept of 4 greenhouses and 1 red hotel. finding good investments are very important. Use assets to buy luxuries, the power of focus. The rich focus on acquiring assets and only use the income from those assets to acquire luxuries. Choose heroes, the power of myth. Having an idol can help inspire you to achieve those goals you always wanted to achieve. Teach and you shall receive, the power of giving. When you give it away first, then it will come back to you in multiple times more. This is true in many ways, if such as you are sharing knowledge and eventually you might get more knowledge back to you, or you want to attract more the right people to come into your life. How to implement. Step 1. Stop whatever it is you're doing right now. Stop this video and write down your ideal life 5 to 10 years from now. Step 2. Ask yourself, in order to achieve those goals that you set, who or what will I need to be and what habits do I need to adopt? What habits do I need to change and do that? Make sure you write those down. Step 3. Find one thing that you want to do that can make an income for possibly the rest of your life. Learn how to generate massive income for it by yourself or find a mentor. Make sure someone who has already been there and done that. Make sure to get someone who has a proven track record. Step 5. Take massive action and start the grind. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, comment on what other topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Also share and tell your friends if you feel that they need to see this. Thank you for your time and hope all the best in your future.